E from MarketWizards.com and eMiniWizard.com on Monday, 20th of May, 2019, reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. 35 target coming together. Very challenging open for the traders on the long side who are paying up. Said anybody that was playing alongside probably should be done by this 45 to 48 and 32 a potential target. So we said use 32 to 35 as our support targets. If you play short side, have a trailer, a big boy playing trailer, stops down looking for this 32, and we'd say 27 to 28 is not ruled out. I like make sure paid by 32. Okay, Zika's reminded us that 31 is the scene of the crime from Wednesday. We also want to remind ourselves of the big boy chart. Okay, and this big boy chart, 30 and a half, 31 area is the bottom of the second box. The top of that box is 96. And last week when we were messing around at 94s, we said, reminder, 96 is a key idea based on this chart. And you can see that in hindsight, now we can see just how important that really was. So the opposite is true here. Don't get caught at 32. And I said earlier, that it might take 2 or 3 tries long side to dig out. Still better odds really on the long side. And don't be stubborn. If the long side trades do not work, give it up. We do not like guessing bottoms, but I think here it pays to be prudent as we come into that 31, 32 area. Just me. And I've got S2 today at 30.75. So I think it's going to take some time, just to establish a range and do some chop. And then we shall see later. But the traders who are caught and trapped have to pay up, and that's usually why the first rotation a lot of times will not just bolt out of here. It'll bolt a little and then come right back, and those traders have to pay up. So I think we'll be fairly choppy, and I'm going to use this notion right now of 32s. Anything below that, good fortune. And a reminder, that was this chart that we had looked at over here and said this is the bottom of the range, but not an extreme. The extreme is actually down here and here at 22s and the 12s. This is normal right here, your normal support, and obviously top of the pipe. We've had a pretty good run overnight. Don't get caught flat-footed. This may be their loading zone. By they, I mean the boys. They're going to enter a range. You're going to cry about 2 points. They're not. They're going to pick a zone and try to say, okay, where's the best odds for us to be going the other direction. So I like washing out these lows. That's what the boys try to do. So I felt that was possible today. They like to wash out these traders and then catch the late shorts perhaps before we're done. So that's the way I'm thinking. I'd reached out to one of our traders who did not elect to go into the Zoom room, but wanted to just come in and see what it was all about. And I reached out over the weekend and I said to him, I'm going to comp you and let you come in for the week in this room to see what we're doing. I felt that was only fair. I try to give more than people expect. Said, but he politely declined, saying, too many lines on the chart. So this is the type of, and that's what that remark was earlier. For those of you who don't like lines on the chart and just want black and white or whatever, and there is merit to that type of an idea. Don't put too much on it. But I like to see market structure. So I like to flip back and forth and see them all. So I'd hope that people would come in with an open mind and try to see some of the things we're doing. But, all you can do is make offers and try to help people, and they've got to do the work. 32 support. Anybody that's in that stops up at 42 to 43.75. Above that right now, good fortune. And sometimes your mind will see better patterns, but I think if I remember, he was a supply and demand guy, and sometimes there is no demand, sometimes there is no supply. You get no bid. What are you going to do? Definitely the boys buy zone. Got that right. Stops up. Stops up. You guys that took the second mouse trade, good for you. Stops up. We do not like guessing, but the odds were just favored in this shot right here. Step by step. We can tell by the size of this bar that was the right buy zone. I've got 49.5 as the 40 back. Got to be paid by there. And we said, let's make sure you're paid coming into 48 to 52. I'm just bracketing that zone. Great trade if you took it. Anybody that was short side hoping for more, take your stop. I said 2-way day based on the length of this trade. Okay, let's go back and look at RTH. These charts will start to come into play now. Okay, I'm going to put a 3 on first. All right, we're starting to run into the 3s. I'm going to look at a 4. And you can see paid for sure coming into these lines coming down. And our base chart is 5. So based on this, make sure you're paid coming into that first swing, 48s. Remember how we said on the way down that we wanted to see a potential test of 46.75, 47? Try to remember those ideas because it's valid on the way back, right? That's last week's middle right there. Key idea, paid for sure. All right, not a bad start. Anybody that's got something long side, good for you. Put it in your pocket. It's a contra to the day's range. It's going to take time to get out of Dodge. And obviously this is Friday's low, so that's why that is also a resistance for now, 52.5. A little something for everybody. Lock it up. Anybody that's playing short side, assume for now that they are scalps with the trend, but let's just make believe that the low is in, and if you get good luck below that, good for you. And I've got 40.75, call it 41, as an angel attempt. Done at the dime if you are shorting. And by that, I mean paid for sure by 38 to 37.5. And good fortune below. Going to take a little time for a setup, I think, for the long side. Some traders will have shorted too low and they're going to try to wiggle out. Mr. Brian, look at where the 62 target we talked about. That possibility, you're in this box. Make sure you're done right there by that 62. Guys, stay humble. There's a business where things move fast and change on a dime. Take your stop when you're wrong and look for another trade. Second mouse trade. Yes, Sanjay. I'm going to do that in another video. This one's getting a little bit long. I've got to open a couple of videos done already for you guys to review.